Imagine a world where the most unthinkable acts of violence are committed, only for the perpetrators to vanish without a trace. This is the chilling reality that countless victims and their families have faced. But now, thanks to advancements in DNA forensics technology and genetic genealogy, the icy grip of these cold cases is beginning to thaw. In this video, we'll explore 5 significant cases that were cracked open by these groundbreaking tools. From the heart-wrenching kidnapping of Melissa Highsmith in 1971, to the mysterious boy-in-the-box case from 1957, and the terrifying confessions of Richard Cottingham, known as the Torso Killer. We'll also delve into the tragic case of Brittany Drexel, abducted and murdered in 2009, and finally we'll shed light on the identity of Little Miss Nobody, a young girl found in the Arizona desert in 1960. These are stories of loss, fear, but ultimately of justice. Stories that remind us that even in the face of tragedy, hope can endure. Join us as we delve into these chilling tales of crime and justice. Our first case takes us back to 1971, to the kidnapping of a baby girl named Melissa Highsmith. In the heart of the 70s, a young family was shattered when their infant daughter, Melissa Highsmith, was abruptly taken from them. This wasn't a case of a lost child wandering off. No, this was a deliberate, cold-blooded kidnapping. A baby girl, barely old enough to walk, was snatched from her crib and vanished into thin air, leaving a void in the Highsmith family that seemed impossible to fill. While the Highsmiths grieved, Melissa, oblivious to her true origins, was growing up in a world far removed from her birth family. She was raised by her abductor, who she knew as her mother. Melissa's childhood, though marked by this terrible deception, was otherwise ordinary. She grew up, went to school, made friends, and lived her life, all the while completely unaware of the truth. Then, in 2022, more than half a century after her kidnapping, Melissa's world was turned upside down. Advancements in DNA forensics technology and genetic genealogy, tools that were the stuff of science fiction back in 1971, led to a breakthrough in her case. A DNA match was found. Melissa Highsmith, the baby girl who vanished all those years ago, was alive and well. The revelation was shocking, to say the least. Imagine, after decades of believing that your family was limited to the people you grew up with, to discover that you have an entirely different biological family. It must have been a whirlwind of emotions for Melissa. Yet, amidst the shock and confusion, there was a glimmer of hope. Melissa was finally able to reunite with her birth family. It was a bittersweet reunion, full of joy and sorrow, relief and regret. But most importantly, it provided closure to a family that had been waiting for answers for over 50 years. A story of loss and reunion, this case shows how science can bring closure after decades of uncertainty. Our next case centers around a tragic figure known only as the boy in the box. This story begins in the year 1957, when the body of a young boy, brutally beaten to death, was found in Philadelphia. His identity, a mystery that would baffle investigators for decades, earned him the somber title, the Boy in the Box. For over 65 years, his name remained unknown, his story untold. Despite the tireless efforts of detectives and the relentless pursuit of truth by armchair detectives worldwide, the boy's identity remained a haunting enigma. His lifeless face, a chilling symbol of an unsolved crime, was etched into the annals of true crime history. However, the advent of DNA forensics technology and genetic genealogy in the 21st century breathed new life into this cold case. In 2022, a breakthrough emerged. Through painstaking research and analysis, the boy in the box was finally given a name: Joseph Augustus Zarelli. Yes, after more than half a century, Joseph was brought out of the shadows of anonymity. His identity was restored, giving a semblance of dignity to his tragic end. This significant revelation marked a major milestone in the realm of cold case investigations. Yet, the story does not end there. Despite identifying Joseph, the identity of his killer remains shrouded in mystery. The person responsible for this heinous crime has yet to face justice, adding another layer of torment to an already heartbreaking tale. This case serves as a stark reminder that even the most advanced technology can't always bring complete closure. Our third case features a man known as the Torso Killer. A chilling moniker indeed. This case takes us back to the dark days of the late 60s and early 70s in New York, a time that saw the rise of a gruesome predator, Richard Cottingham. Cottingham was not your typical next-door neighbor. Beneath the veneer of an average man, he harbored a terrifying secret. He was responsible for the brutal murders of at least 5 women, a fact he would later admit to law enforcement. His method was as horrifying as his crimes. Cottingham didn't just kill his victims, he dismembered them, earning him the macabre nickname, the Torso Killer. His reign of terror spanned over half a decade, leaving in its wake a trail of unspeakable horror that would haunt the city for years. But every reign of terror must come to an end. Cottingham's downfall came when he was apprehended in the midst of an attempted murder. The police swooped in, saving the victim and arresting Cottingham. In a twist of irony, the predator became the prey. In the face of overwhelming evidence, Cottingham was left with little choice but to confess to his gruesome crimes. His admission sent shockwaves through the nation, as people grappled with the reality of the atrocities he had committed. Behind bars, Cottingham was no longer a threat to society, but his story serves as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of seemingly ordinary individuals. He was one of those monsters who walked among us, hidden in plain sight, a fact that continues to unsettle to this day. This case underscores the chilling reality that some monsters walk among us, hidden in plain sight. Our penultimate case is a heartbreaking tale of a young woman named Brittany Drexel. In the spring of 2009, Brittany, full of life and dreams, became the unsuspecting victim of a horrifying crime that would leave her family and friends in a state of despair and desperation. Brittany Drexel was just 17 when she was abducted. The details of the crime are as chilling as they are tragic. She was not just abducted, but subjected to unspeakable acts of violence, culminating in her murder. For years, her family was left in the dark, waiting for answers that seemed like they would never come. The case remained unsolved for more than a decade, with investigators following countless leads, only to hit dead ends. It wasn't until the advancements in DNA forensics and genetic genealogy in 2022 that a major breakthrough occurred. This was when Raymond Moody's name came to light. Moody, whose DNA was found to match the samples collected from the crime scene, was eventually found guilty of the abduction, rape, and murder of Brittany. The resolution brought a semblance of closure to Brittany's loved ones, but it also served as a stark reminder of the stark reality of the world we live in. This tragic case is a testament to the relentless pursuit of justice by law enforcement agencies and the power of scientific advancements in helping to solve cold cases. It's a story of loss, of a life cut short, but also a story of resilience, of a community that refused to forget Brittany and continued to seek justice in her name. This case is a grim reminder of the dangers that lurk in the shadows of our society. But it also underscores the importance of never giving up hope, of persisting in the search for truth, no matter how long it takes. Our final case is the story of a little girl known only as Little Miss Nobody. The year was 1960, when a heart-rending discovery was made in the barren Arizona desert. A young girl's body was found, her identity a mystery that would remain unsolved for more than 60 years. She was unknown, unnamed, and unclaimed, thus dubbed Little Miss Nobody. This enigma confounded authorities and captured the public's attention. Yet her name and story remained elusive. Fast forward to 2022, a year that brought resolution to this decades-old mystery. Thanks to the marvels of DNA forensics and genetic genealogy, Little Miss Nobody was finally given her rightful name, Sharon Lee Gallegos. The veil of anonymity was lifted, giving closure to a case that lingered in the annals of unsolved mysteries. This case is a testament to the relentless pursuit of justice, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Each of these cases serves as a stark reminder of the darkness that can exist in our world. The chilling tales of Melissa Highsmith, The Boy in the Box, The Torso Killer, Brittany Drexel, and Little Miss Nobody all highlight the importance of relentless pursuit in unveiling the truth. Thanks to advancements in DNA forensics technology and genetic genealogy, we've witnessed breakthroughs in these cases, shedding light on decades-old mysteries. It's a testament to the dedication of those who refuse to let these stories fade into oblivion. Their tireless efforts have brought closure to families and justice to the victims. But let's remember, there are countless more cold cases out there, waiting to be solved. If you found these stories intriguing, make sure to subscribe for more content. And don't forget to leave a comment on what you'd like to see next. Until then, stay curious, stay vigilant, and most importantly, stay safe.